What's up, guys? It's been a while, but I'm back and back on the grind for YouTube. Brief synopsis: I suffered a pec tear at the very end of my summer shredding, and it put me out of commission for a little bit. In that time, I just took time off and really focused on, a more holistic approach to lifting besides just shredding insanely hard. And so I hit my goal. I'll put it up on the screen here. 185 pounds, and I actually got all the way down to 183 pounds throughout the entire cut. So we successfully got back down to a body weight that I was comfortable at after bulking throughout the winter. And this year I decided I wanted to do something different. So this year I'm opening up a new series on the channel. Throughout my time in fitness, I've been very focused on just bulking, cutting, back and forth, and not going too deep outside of that. I want to take this upcoming cycle where I go into the winter and bulk, and I want to focus on putting on muscle, but I want to do it in different ways. So I'm not going to cut out cardio, and I'm not going to just eat a ton of calories and really dirty bulk. I want to take this time to approach fitness in, I guess, a new way for me at least. And I want to experiment with a lot of things I've never done before. I basically want to try everything and give you guys my opinion on it. So each week I'm going to be putting out a video, and in that video I'm going to try a couple different things when it comes to my diet, when it comes to my workouts, and anything else surrounding supplementation, sleep, anything you can think of, anything that I can find that is a new way that someone's approaching fitness. I want to try it out and give you guys my experience with it, give you my 2 cents. I've got behind me my first grocery haul, and the first thing right off the bat, I'm trying out more greens. I tend to not focus enough on my micronutrients. I tend to put a lot of focus on just getting my carbs, my fats, and my proteins in and hitting the right numbers. And from a basic standpoint of trying to lose or gain weight, that's all you really need to do. But if you've been doing that for a while and you've gotten good at it, you want to focus on getting micronutrients in as well. So I'm trying to experiment with more greens and even incorporating salads and other kinds of mixes that they're not going to add or subtract a ton from my macronutrient profile, but overall I want to see how it affects my mood, how it affects my energy levels, and just play around with those, because I know I preach calories in, calories out, but there's this whole other level to the quality of the calories in and the calories out that I want to explore and give you guys my 2 cents on how that affects me in my workouts and in my day-to-day life. Throughout this series, I'm going to be also trying different workouts. I've been very, very strict when it comes to my workouts for a long, long time, and with that, your body kind of gets used to it. So to shock the body and get some new growth in there, I'm going to be trying a couple different things. And be sure to leave any comments you want below of different ideas you would have. But I'm not shying away from anything here, and that includes, I'm not switching over, don't get all caught up in it, but I might even try a couple CrossFit workouts just to see how those feel. That's one thing I'm going to try. I'm going to try other things like Tabata, HIIT, and interval training, adding these all in. So I'm not just doing, lifting and cardio. I'm going to be trying all different attempts, all different kinds of weight training programs and non-weight training programs. And that's another thing. I'm keeping the cardio in with this diet. I'm not going to cut cardio out like I have in previous bulks. I don't even consider this a bulk. I'm just considering this kind of like a full-on approach to fitness. And that brings us to the title. This is going to be entitled Full On Fitness. The idea for this title was essentially I want to just dive in completely into fitness, everything the industry has to offer, and just give it a shot. I think a lot of times we learn a little bit and then we get skeptical of everything and we write things off before we even give them a chance. And I know that I struggle with this all the time. I went to school for exercise science, and I learned a lot about how the body works, how to structure a program, what does and doesn't work. So my radar for kind of what's BS in the industry and what isn't is pretty fine-tuned, but I also just sometimes write things off way too quickly because of that. I'll look at something and see it and say, that's just, it doesn't apply to, it doesn't adhere to these basic principles, it can't work. And maybe in the way it's portrayed it won't work, but with my knowledge, I'd be able to take it and make it work. So I want to go full on into everything I can find in the industry, give it a shot, and tell you guys if it works or if it doesn't, and how you can make it work better. I like to think that I know a little bit. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I just turned 24 during my hiatus, and that puts me at 12 consistent years of training about 8 years training specifically for bodybuilding. I know I don't look like it, but I attribute a lot of that to not really having a coach or anyone who knew what they were doing teaching me. I kind of had to learn it all on my own, so I went through a ton of trial and error. But I have been training for over a decade, and in that time I've learned a lot. So hopefully I can bring that expertise and that life experience along with the actual classical education I got in college for this, and apply that to some of these things I'm seeing online, some of these different trends, and give you not only anecdotal evidence of how it affected me over the week and longer, however long I adhere to it, but I can also give you some kind of scientific literature and background on what the actual researched implications of what we're looking at is. It's going to be a mix between, yeah, it made me feel this way, and hey, we've also studied this, this is what the medical community says about it. But that's the idea of this series. It's just a holistic approach to health, to fitness, to wellness. It's stepping outside of my comfort zone, which I'm constantly trying to do. And I'm going to really be relying on you guys in the comments as well. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to research them and maybe even implement them into that week's episode. That is the idea behind this. Sorry, there's not much more else to this video. I just wanted to get out kind of an intro into this new series. And I'm going to run this as long as I can throughout the whole winter. I hope you guys are ready for this like I am, and I will see you all in the upcoming episodes very soon. See you.